The Four Magazine, Detroit, baby, we out here. You see what's going on, we activated, we ain't playing no games.
Welcome to another episode of Interviews with the Four Magazine, where we go beyond the veil into the thoughts, ideas, and perspectives of each guest that we sit down with, man. And today on the platform, man, working hard, grinding, man, putting in a lot of leg work, man. We got Eastside 4 in the building. What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
Yes, man. Whoop, what's the deal, man?
Yes, sir.
Good. Another day, another dollar for me, man.
You already know, man. Definitely appreciate you pulling up, man. You've been going hard, going crazy.
Hey, thank you for having me, guy.
For sure, man. Just to start off, man. Latest project.
Forever mobbing, man. You know what I'm saying? That mud going hard in the streets right now. I ain't gonna lie. As far as like first week plays, it's like my biggest success on any album I done dropped. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 albums out so far, but this definitely the one that's, doing the most numbers for sure.
What was the reason, for naming it Forever Mobbing?
Well, if you know, you know what I'm saying? I rep the mob, you know what I'm saying? So, shit, forever mobbing. That's just, something that me and the homies say, you know what I'm saying? So, just to give people an insight of my life and, sticking along the lines of that, you know what I'm saying? I try to make every album name kind of personal to myself.
100. In terms of the thought process going into the project, as I was telling you before we started the interview, I was just smoothing over the project, man. Mm-hmm. What you got, about 19 songs on there or something like that? Yeah, fire too, man. I think for me, my favorite song out of all of them is the one where you kind of was mixing it up on the Boss Man D-Lo type of vibe.
Oh, okay.
What is it? What is it?
Junetown.
Junetown. Yeah. That's
a little Rush Hour reference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fire, man. What was the thought process with this project?
To be honest, that was a crazy day for me. I proposed to my woman that day.
Oh, congratulations, bro.
Yep, I'm getting married this summer. To be honest, I kind of had to have a reason to have the cameras and stuff out, you know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to, capture everything. So I was just like, let me do something, somewhat kind of like up-tempo, upbeat, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more fun. Of course, I'm going to talk my shit, but that was just kind of like the motivation for that song was like, it's going to be summertime. We had a little pool party going on. I was like, all right, let me do something a little upbeat. So that was just my thought process on that.
For sure. In terms of the whole project, when you was putting it together, first and foremost, like how many projects are you in? Like what stage of your career would you say you in? And like going into this one, what was different about this one?
So this is my 3rd album that I dropped. My first album was Somerset on the East with my homeboy Somerset J. You know what I'm saying? The second one was I'm Back. Now this one is Forever Mobbing. Kind of self-explanatory, you know what I'm saying? The first one, that was the first one I did. That was me and my homeboy who I started music with. He made all the beats for, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with my boy Somerset J on the beats, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like that was right to do only because, like I said, me and him started doing music together when we was like 13, you know what I'm saying? So I had to make my first project with the bro. Kind of dealt with some life stuff after that, kind of took a little step back from music. And I ain't gonna say a step back, I kind of had to learn the business aspects of things. A lot of people remember I used to go by CFO, you know what I'm saying? That was, my hood name, but going into the business side of things, you realize a lot of people got that name, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I gotta switch my shit up. Like everybody talking about they can't find my music. So obviously I'm from the East Side, still kept 4. So I just put 2 and 2 together, East Side 4. So then when I came back, you know what I'm saying? I'm back. And now this one is Forever Mobbing because I'm forever going hard now. You know what I'm saying? So
Real talk. Take it back to 7 Mile, man. We're going to go back to the Mile.
Yes, sir.
Them early days. As always, man, we want to connect the people with the artists. So it's one thing to make music, but it's another thing for potential fans to kind of know who it is that they supporting and the upbringing, mindset, characteristics, all of that of the person that they rallying behind and listening to on a daily, man. So if we can, man, let's take it back to the Mile, man. Let us know what it was like coming up on 7 Mile. What was the terrain like on 7 Mile coming up?
Man, as I categorize it, young, dumb, and fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, me and my niggas was on all bullshit. But, you know what I'm saying? It was harmless little fun. How we look at it back then, you know what I'm saying? Doing stuff like stealing out of stores, running out, you know what I'm saying? We used to have this game called a bop session. We was wrong for this shit, but we used to just walk around and sock niggas. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's funny that you say that too, man, because I look at how far, you know, like we've come from our generation to the generation now, and they own what they own, but I don't really see too many high school students or nothing like that just walking around socking people like we used to do.
Hell
It's
no.
coming up.
You fuck around and get your ass switched down.
I think that's what it is.
No, for real though. But I feel like that is still like fearlessness in me. You know what I'm saying? Like not being afraid to do anything or go for anything because, you know what I'm saying, you never know, especially in that situation. You know, I'd have had a gun pulled on me doing that shit before and still turned around and did it the next day. Just be, you know what I'm saying, it built that in me. You know what I'm saying? Fearlessness, ready to go after anything, ready to attack on anything. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed myself growing up.
What was that situation? You know what I mean? In terms of you doing that and having a gun pulled out on you. Like, walk us through that if you can.
Man, like I said, we was just on all bullshit for real. Man, we was walking around that whole night. Really ain't find nobody. This time I was thugging over on Meringue. So we was on Meringue. I think, what was we on? What's the next street over from Meringue? I'm having a brain for it right now. Anyway, we in that area, you know what I'm saying? It's me and a dude who I ain't even bull with no more, so we ain't gonna say his name. We walk on with him and another cat. We ain't see nobody that whole night. We finally see some dude at the bus stop. Mind you, it's not even on me. It's on the other dude. It's his turn, you know what I'm saying? He kind of like see the dude at the bus stop, ask him what time the next bus coming, dude. Like, oh, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And when he doing it, he kind of like flinching his arm like this a little bit, kind of like giving it away, you know what I'm saying? Me just thinking how I think, like I said, I'm watching everything. So when I'm seeing him flinching, not going, I'm like, man, fuck it. I went in dog, shit, he fall, he get back up. I hit him again, he fall again. This time he reached back up like, oh, little nigga trying to get shot today. Reached out the hammer, got the blow on that. We took off running, you know what I'm saying? We only stayed around the corner anyway at this time, but we just laughed that shit off, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy as hell, gang. We went out the next day.
That's something too, man. Like, what do you think it is, man, for, you know, just young, and everybody don't think this way, you get what I'm saying? But like you said, that fearlessness for young black men where you will get a strap pulled out on you and still be laughing about it the next, later on that day, and then turn around and do the same shit.
I feel like because since we was young, in a sense, we ain't really value life, you know what I'm saying? I done lost a whole lot of homies, so now I look back on that shit like, that shit was dumb as hell. I could have lost my life, you know what I'm saying? But back then, we ain't understand that, you know what I'm saying? We just kind of like, we young, we living, we think can't nothing happen to us. We, just out here on some young dumb shit. But definitely you can't do that in today's times because niggas will blow your ass down. So that's the difference. It wasn't like, of course, people was getting killed back then, but it wasn't on the rate that this, a lot of people was ready to fight. Like, that's what they wanted to do. Like, I done seen dudes pull up with guns and put them down. Like, yeah, put that down, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's, it's a different aspect of that. So,
Sure.
Wow.
Nah, 100. At what time did music begin to be a factor, in your life growing up?
Man, music was always a factor in my life, for real. Like, I was always one of those kids singing, dancing, rapping. I'd say I started to take it a little bit more seriously. Starting of it was, my older brothers, they rapped. You know what I'm saying? They used to be called Live Wire. They used to, mess around with Dirty Glove Network and stuff. I ain't gonna say like they, had a big name, but I do remember, this way back in the day. If y'all ever remember Eastland Mall, I know that's closed down right now, but the Home Depot opened up at Eastland Mall. My brothers had performed at a little thing they had going on. I'm talking about, they put me on the stage too. We all had on Carhartt overalls with the Home Depot logo on. We had orange bandanas. So like, being on that stage, and I ain't rapping, you know what I'm saying? I was just up there, but I like just the feeling I got from it. I was like, man, this shit dope. Like, I want to do this, you know what I'm saying? So right after that, I was back at the crib writing. Like, yeah, bros weren't paying me no mind though. I try to get them to listen to my raps. They go, oh, all right, little bro, all right, little bro. But my homeboy Devin, which was like one of their best friends, he'll always be the one to like listen to me. Like, let me hear what you got, little bro. Oh yeah, let me spit this shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you cold as hell for your age. And he used to give me like little, I'll say like exercises. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, make a song about this. And when you rap about it, make it sound like this. So that's the kind of the reason why I'm like versatile with my music today is because at a young age, I already had somebody put my mind in a different sort of a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And you could tell too, like, you know, with me, you know, being somebody that understand music, you know what I mean, actually playing instruments and actually doing music at one point in time, I can listen to people and I can know whether you a artist or you just rapping just to rap. You know, that's why I mentioned the record that had like a Boss Man D-Lo type of feel. Because a lot of people not really willing to take that risk musically and play with different flows. And that was just one. Throughout the whole project, I could hear you kind of going in and out of different, you know what I mean, different styles while still keeping the Detroit at its essence. You know, in terms of influences musically and people that, you know, inspired you, you know, industry wise or whatever to like craft your flow, like who was some of them people?
Definitely first and foremost gotta say Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? I'm the biggest Wayne head. I think he the greatest rapper of all time. Like his syllables, the metaphors, the flow, it's just, man, it's just wow, you know what I'm saying? So that was definitely a person that influenced me. T.I. is another one. If a lot of people remember when I used to cock my hats to the side like T.I., you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely got influenced by T.I. And I'll say the next one is Biggie. I got into him as I got a little bit older. But it was just like the way that he flow and the way that he tells stories. Like that was like the first person, like me listening to him rap, I could literally picture everything that he's saying. Like,
you know what's funny, man, is that I think initially, like with this phase of Detroit rap, starting from the Doughboys, I think we started off doing that, but I think we went away from concept-driven songs. So when you listen to the Doughboys' first albums and Team Eastside first projects, you would have the title. You know what I mean? If it was our dog hoes, that whole song was about that. Whereas now it's a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I think that's what made us different because I used to literally, you know, like in a dark time of my life where, you know, all I could do was just sit back and envision things because I couldn't physically touch, see, and experience things. You feel me? Listening to them songs took me to that place. Like even the Doughboy song, Take Me to a Place. You know what I mean? Like, so if you can, talk a little bit about that Biggie element, that storytelling element. Do you feel like where we at is good? Do you feel like we should get back to that? Like, what's your perspective?
So I kind of like, I'll be having a dilemma with this in my own music. And I say that because it's like you said, a lot of the songs that I say today, I call them like, they don't really got no substance. You know what I'm saying? It's more so just you rapping about cars, clothes, hoes, and gun. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's like a collage of things all on the track. And that kind of like, it's kind of difficult for me to actually make that kind of music because I'm a person that's like you said, I lock in on the title. I think about the song. I think about what's the subject for the song, and I try to go off of that. But I be realizing like people don't really want to hear that type of shit. They want to hear some shit that's just gonna turn them up, a catchy bar, this and that. So yeah, we definitely got away from that. And I just feel like it's the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like people here like what they listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People only listen to certain songs when they're in a certain mood. So when you make a song that's based on a certain subject, you only gonna get those plays when a person in that mood.
Yeah.
Versus when you just making a song that's just lit and you saying shit, you can listen to that every day, any day. You know
that's the dilemma too. Not to, push back, but just in terms just having a conversation in general. That is the dilemma because music it's supposed to capture moments, you know, and it's a lot of different emotions, feelings, thought processes that a person go through on a day-to-day basis. But if you rely on the music that everybody is receiving, you would think that the only thing that a person life consists of is turning up,
Man.
getting fresh, getting when even those people, like I was talking to we was interviewing Doughboy Scooch, Overlord Scooch, and he was talking about the song that he made called Motivate. And he was saying that, you know, Ray had hopped in this, you know what I mean, DM and was like, man, that Motivate go crazy. And so that kind of made me think like, damn, it don't matter if you at the top of the mountain, you can have the money, the cars, and your life could be a movie every day. At the end of the day, the real shit is gonna always resonate and hit you. So do you think that some people should still like have that integrity, I guess I would say, to even though the fans want this, I'ma still give you this for you know not what you really want?
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a couple songs like that on my album. You know what I'm saying? Deceit is one of them. My homeboy texted me the other day, like, man, I ain't gonna lie, Deceit, one of my favorite songs on the
Yeah, that
album.
one is fire.
And it's, you know what I'm saying, just talk about, you know what I'm saying, people being disloyal and, you know what I'm saying, basically just sticking along the lines of that. Go check out the song. I don't say too much. But that was one of those, you know, mindsets that I was in. Like, let me make a song that's like about this, you know what I'm saying? Because I was dealing with some stuff like that at the moment. And what's weird is I've never been the type of person to like rap about stuff while I'm going through it. I don't know why. It's just never really been my thing. But then I can address it later. I feel like, you know, I'm an overthinker anyway. So I feel like once I deal with a situation, I can't rap about it till I analyze it and even see where I'm wrong in the situation. And then I can make something about it. So yeah, man, we definitely got to get back to making those type of music. And I'm at the point in my life, and especially in my career, where it's kind of like, man, just make the music that you want to make, because you never know what songs is gonna resonate to people. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like, if you put out 10 songs right now, you gonna think these 5 songs a hit right here, and the other 5 songs will be the ones that got the most plays and views. You never know, being on the receiving end of music, what people gonna mess with, you know what I'm saying? So I just say, put it out, man, you know what I'm saying? Make the music, whatever kind of music you make, put it out, and just, you know, people gonna find it.
100%, 100%. In terms of, you know, what do you feel is needed personally, you know, to go to the next level? Because the talent is there, you know what I mean? And listening to it, bro, like you really, like you could rap.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? What do you fal like is the missing elements for you?
I mean, I think the biggest thing about myself is consistency. I ain't really been too consistent. And that's just me being honest with myself. Once again, I'm an overthinker. I overanalyze everything, and, you know, dealing with life. And I ain't in the streets no more. You know what I'm saying? So it was different when I was in the streets. I'm making money, I'm doing this, I'm living life. Yeah, we can go to the studio at any time. But nah, bro, I got a wife, I got a kid, I got a day job. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's different. It's like, when your life not going right, you really can't make music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my life right now, so that's why I've been dropping heavy. You know what I'm saying? But even when it comes to that, it's just like dealing with things like, prime example, I'm about to get married, so I'm focused on getting my wedding together. Even though I did just drop an album, I'm ready to drop another one, but it's kind of like my mindset taking me other places right now. So when you dealing with life, it's kind of hard to be super consistent. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing for me, is being consistent. Next, outside of that, I can't really tell you, gang, to be honest, because everybody who I bump into, whether it's industry artists, local artists, underground artists, engineers, producers, I ain't never heard nobody tell me I wasn't sweet. Like, nobody ever in my life. Even when I've been with rappers who own, even when they introduce me, they're like, hey, yeah, this my man. Hey, he be going though too. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like it's just my people's just saying this. It's other people saying this. It's other rappers saying this. I really don't know. A lot of my people be like, bro, I don't know how you ain't blue yet. But I look at it like, shit, bro. I've seen other people go harder than me in music. But I've seen people go harder than me and not make it as well too. It's really like, Prime example, I just did a song with All Star JR, you know what I'm saying? We just dropped a video for that. Everybody go check that out. Crime, it's out on all platforms. And he was just chopping it up with me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That was my first time meeting, bro. And he was like, yeah, bro, you cold. He was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He was like, this shit kind of just some luck of the draw shit. He like, you got the talent, you got the image. He like, but it's really just like, any, mini, money, mo. All right, that's the one we pulling up. Any, mini, money, mo. And all the other moles are still fire. They just get looked over.
He said all the mother moles still fire.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how it be. And that's, I just gotta accept that. But I'm at the point in my life where with music, it's just like, I love to do this. And I was telling my brother this the other day, and I'm like, I'm just happy to be able to do something in my life that I love to do. Like a lot of people get up every day and just live their life and don't do nothing that they love. They gotta just do what they gotta do. At least I'm fortunate to do something that I love to do.
100%, 100%.
So just keep it like that.
I would also say too, man, like especially people like within a certain age group, although you're on social media, you're not really on social media. And it's hard to I guess like force yourself to do something that you're not really accustomed to doing.
Most definitely.
Because for me, like I think, man, probably like 25% of it is the music, and the other 75 is just really how you market yourself and how you even with doing things like this, like
sure.
interviews and, creating content, like even when artists, like tap in for promo. I'm at the point now where I really want to start like creating like some type of like consultations or some like in studio just builds and conversations, bro, because I would recommend that a person seeing content just regularly out in the street, you here, you there, you moving around, or you at the crib eating and some stuff come to your head, versus just sending your music all the time.
Yeah.
Because you can go viral just off of off of some commentary, bro, or some shit you talking about, versus going viral off of your music.
Real. I ain't gonna lie, that's like my I had, even though I'm Big Whoop, I had 3 goals this year, and all of them start with a C. It was, credit. I got my credit together, content, you know what I'm saying, and consistency. And content is I feel like that's the new wave. Like, it don't even matter about a music video no more. It don't really matter about a lot of things. Like you said, it's about the content. So that's one thing y'all about to see from me here in the near future. I'm talking about, bro, I order tripods, the mics. I'm talking about, I'm planning on doing fashion content, food content, rap content, reviews, watching baddies with my fiance. Like, I just plan on doing everything here. Like, once after I get married, that's gonna be like my main focus. Like, y'all gonna see me on a platform every day, even if it's just my own. Y'all gonna see me every day, because you never know. It's like, prime example, what's the one dog name? I just used Corporate from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He came off the making his funny videos or whatever. Now I found out that he rap. And his rap sweet as hell.
Even with it like a DDG.
Yeah.
Or
you know what I'm saying? Nobody knew he rapped.
It's the personality. You know what I mean?
Until I realized who he was, and they're like, oh yeah, dog rap. Let me tap into his music. So it's like, you never know what's gonna draw the attention of a fan. A person could become a fan of you, just like you said, talking, and now they looking at your music. Now they looking at this, they looking at that. So it's like, yeah, bro, that's definitely the wave these days.
For sure. In terms of, just to kind of pivot a little bit, man, in terms of marriage, Mary, congratulations, first and foremost. Me personally, man, I see we in an era, man, where a lot of men is assuming that responsibility. The time before us, like, it's kind of like men stepping up to the plate now and not even really getting the acknowledgement for the growth and the maturity that we taking on that the generation before us wasn't. When I go pick up my daughter and my son from school, man, I'm seeing a lot of men out there getting their kids. Like, what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on marriage?
I'm gonna just say, I love it. The fact that, men is stepping up. And I say it all the time when I be seeing women bashing dudes on social media and this and that, especially like we just gonna keep it about the, baby dad, father situation. Now, one nigga I know is a bad father. I'm talking about, I can call one homeboy right now. He probably with his kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the type of people who I associate with. Now these days, if you don't take care of your kid, you really a hoe ass nigga to me. Like, damn, gang, you know what I'm saying? You ain't fuck with your shorty. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's definitely been a change over from that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, every nigga who I know, and I know a bunch of niggas, every nigga who I know got a kid is actively in their kids' lives, like really be there, doing things with them, doing things for them, not just, you know what I'm saying, popping in, taking a picture and disappearing. So I definitely love to see that. As far as on the marriage thing, I feel like, you know, as a man, there's really only so many things you can leave behind in this world. There's really only so many things that you can experience. And I look at it like this, like you can do everything by yourself. And when you do it with somebody else, it's a whole new different experience. So, of course, you got to find someone who you love, somebody who on the same plateau as you and got an understanding of life and a grasp of life the same way that you do. You know what I'm saying? And definitely got to have fun together. But even that, I always felt like that's the thing that I wanted out of life. Like as a man, you know what I'm saying? You want to have a wife, you want to have kids. Like those just things that men should do. You know what I'm saying? Even women, you know what I'm saying? Get you a husband, have you some kids. Those are like the things that we instilled in us growing up. You know what I'm saying? So I was glad to see that people is getting back to that. Like my homeboy got married right before me. My other homeboy just proposed to his girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm loving to see that because it's like that's how we build these foundations. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had no pops. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I know ain't had no pops. I ain't had no 2-family households. I ain't have a lot of that. So it's glad that we getting back to that because that's gonna build foundations. That's gonna show the kids coming up how to love, you know, see a man love a woman and see a woman love a man, and then now they can instill that and, you know, proceed that on to the next person. So I'm just happy to see that in general. Like, man, one of my other homeboys, I ain't gonna say his name, but I'm so proud of him, bro. Like, this is one of my niggas, so we used to, you know, be on that together. And now he going to church every Sunday. He got him a woman. He done got a job. And I'm just like, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, I try to pull my niggas out the streets.
Real talk.
Like, I'm not telling nobody to go to the block. I'm not telling nobody to do nothing besides get a job, my dog. Get a job.
Real
that
talk.
street shit is not it no more. Like, my brother just came home from doing 12. Like, and that's my brother, so it's like, he gotta have the homies locked up and this and that, but it's like, when you see that with your own immediate family, like, damn, I ain't seen my brother in 12 years. That shit wild. And to think, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, bro was up. Hella bands. But now he don't got, you know, he got something now. I ain't gonna say it like that.
But in comparison.
Yeah, in comparison, bro, you might live for a couple of years and then now you sitting down for a whole lot of years and then now you gotta reacclimate to life and getting that shit back together. The streets is dead. Niggas is snitching. It's too many cameras around. It's too much everything, bro, to where it's like, you're really not going to succeed in that
That's
lifestyle.
funny, man, because I saw something about Dalion. You remember Dalion, the rapper?
Yeah, who got shot by an old girl in the mall or some shit like that.
Yeah. And so I think it was something around his, you know, situation, a family, but basically somebody in Cali ended up killing somebody, and the drive back all the way back to where he was at, they had traffic lights and different shit following all the way. So when he got to the gate, the people's tapped him like, "Come on, bro." You know
That's just like what they call them, the old Block 5.
Right.
They followed them boys from the apartment to the streets to the shooting back to the apartment. It's too many cameras around, gang. It's too many people pulling out their phones. There's too many cameras around. This niggas not gonna stay loyal. You might as well get you a job, get you a woman, and find you some peace and find you some happiness, bro. That street shit dead as hell.
In terms of, even with saying that, like when you look at No Jumper and you see what's going on in Cali with, you know, Brick Baby, Big U, you know, Whack 100 and all of that, like what's your perspectives and thoughts on all of that? Like how the streets have migrated to the internet.
Man, but that's why all they ass going to jail too, because it's some shit that's just not for the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I get it as far as like, you know, people making their money off of this, and this what, you know, the fans want to see, and people who into that type of content, this is the things that they want to see. But you really niggas really just wrapping a rope around their neck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's stupid to me. Because it's like, I'm a real street nigga. I'm not never going to talk about no street shit I did on camera. Not no shit that's going to get me locked up. I'm not talking about no situation, no nothing. And you just got to be smarter than that. You know what they say, you're doing everything for views. Niggas be doing shit for views, bro. It be like, and I get it, but it's dumb as hell. All of them getting caught in conspiracies and
It just ain't worth it.
Ricos. It ain't worth it. You living for a minute to get all that shit snatched away from you. And that's the whole point. Like, when I did my little prison bid, you know what I'm saying? I did a little 2-piece. It wasn't nothing too major, but it opened my eyes to be like, damn, bro, I was just up 50. Now I'm coming home and got to stay with my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, even though, yeah, nigga, back up, I'm doing well for myself, but it's just like even that, like.
What would you been if you didn't have to take that break? Because and that's the thing too, like, right now you're showing that you didn't have to necessarily do that if you just use what.
Man, I'm going to say this, and it's the real shit. Even though I done been up 50, you know what I'm saying? The most stable I've ever been in my life is now and with a good job. It's just about stability. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can run up some bands, but it's just like, you gotta, if you know anything about the game, shit, you know, you gotta put most of that back into the bag. You know what I'm saying? And then if you taking care of family and all this and that, your pros is getting shorter and shorter. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you getting some money, but all that money ain't up to just spend. Now all my money, once I take care of my bills, this shit up. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want with this shit now. I ain't got to look at, and I ain't got to look over my shoulder. Other day, first time in my life I've ever had a license. You know what I'm saying? I just got one last year.
Congratulations,
Man,
bro.
what? You know how good it feel now? When the boys got behind me last night, I was on the phone with my phone. Oh shit, police bills. Man, fuck them niggas. Pull me over. You feel me? I got license, insurance. I ain't no guns in the car. I might have a little bit of weed in this bitch.
Right.
But that shit legal. You can't really do shit to me, gang. You know how good that shit feel, bro? It's just a whole different lifestyle where it's like you ain't got to be worried about nothing, bro. It takes so much weight off your shoulders. And I get it. Some people do what they got to do. I'm not never knocking nobody hustle. But my brother will tell you, if he would have listened to me, he would have been straight. My brother was up so much cheese, and I told the nigga, I said, bro, sit down. You good. But it's like when you in that lifestyle, you steady chasing. And I know that because that's what I was doing. So it's like, bro, you good, sit back. He ain't listening. The next flip he did, he got knocked. And it was like, bro, you got enough money to where you could have sat on for like 2-3 years at the least. But no, niggas, I need one more. Let me get one more. I'm about to buy this Benz truck with this next one. And the next one gonna get you caught.
And that's the thing about it too, man. Like, one thing that I realized, like, when people that's actually getting cheese, like, you got to trust the people around you too, because oftentimes, man, if you in a good position and you up, you got somebody around you that really got a good idea. But because you feel like you should be doing this with your money, you know what I mean? And you looking at this person like, damn, why would I do, you know what I mean, what you asking me to do when you didn't hustle to get this money with you get what I'm saying? So why am I listening to you? But that's the thing, man. We be chasing a number when really if you just do what you need to do with this, like you say, 50, you run it up 100, you should be it ain't no looking back if you make the right decisions.
Yeah, you make and it was like, you know what I'm saying, we was but even that, we was making right decisions. We had a shoe store down south, you know what I'm saying? We had a couple other little legitimate businesses, but don't none of that shit matter when them boys kick your door down. Don't none of that shit matter no more. If you got anything obtained illegally, they taking all that shit. They took my dog. Like, damn. I can't get my dog to my peoples. No, you bought this dog with drug money. Damn. It's fucked up, guys. That's why it's like, so it's like no matter how much you run it up, no matter what you do, no matter what you acquire, it still could all be taken away from you at a moment's notice. And that's the most fucked up thing about it, to where, like I said, I tell all my niggas now, bro, get you a job, sit down. If you want to hustle some little weed or something, gang. You feel me? Something that's legal right now ain't gonna get you no time. But all that hitting the road shit, man, I just had 3 niggas get caught up in the car, and every last one of them niggas snitched on each other. And niggas know who gonna see this interview, gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, they gonna know exactly what I'm telling the truth. To the point we thought these niggas was that. And now I saw a statement, and even this. We in the times where people gonna find your statements, bro. People is gonna post you on the internet. Now all these niggas looking lame as hell, snitches, label, every last one of them. And they always like, let's go get some money together. And they got caught at all. Everyone, he told on him, it's all just circle back around.
And that's the thing. I'm glad that you making that point too, man, because of the times that we living in. And I appreciate this conversation that we having because whether a person take heed to it or not, it's on them. But you really giving valid reasons why the streets is dead, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, and then on top of that, like I hear a lot of people making comments saying what they gonna do. Even in the music, I ain't gonna, stay solid. Or some of the biggest people that's critical on rats is gonna be the same people that get in there and tell. And so one thing, man, with the youngins, bro, is that depending on what it is, it's easy to stay solid when you ain't got nobody to tell on.
Yeah.
But when you in that right situation, and you thinking about what other people, may have done to you. My man's low-key snaked me on these couple dollars back then, but we still got money. I just let it go. But when you in that room,
hit my bitch, he don't think I know about it. I wasn't tripping, but
that's going to be the reason why you tell. So that's just something to be mindful of, man. We living in different times, man. The streets is dead. It's time to choose a different route.
I know a nigga that just got violated on parole because another nigga got locked up and they went through his phone and seen dog in his phone around guns. Notice what I just said. They ain't see him with a gun in his hand or nothing. They didn't catch him with no gun. They caught another nigga, went through his phone, and seen dog around some guns and just came and got him. That's how I know this shit dead. It's too many avenues. It's way easier to get caught these days. Back in the day, like I'm 33, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you know what I'm saying? When I was hustling in my early 20s, it wasn't all these green lights, it wasn't all this facial recognition
you used
shit.
To literally stand outside and be on the block all day.
All day.
Literally.
You can't do that
damn
shit
near
no
serving
more.
in front of the hook on the low-key side.
Man, what? I done definitely served in front of the hook. Like, because they ain't really paying no mind. You know what I'm saying? They looking for the niggas with the guns. They ain't really worried about you hustling, whatever you hustling on that corner. They not worried about it. But it's just too many ways to get caught, bro. Like, and when you look at it, like I said, the risk is not even worth the reward no more.
100.
Unless you got a cartel plug or something and you about to come up 200,000 off one, it ain't even worth. Even that, it ain't even worth. I don't believe none of that shit worth it no more.
Real talk, man. Well, upcoming things, what people should be looking for, what they should be expecting from you, man. Let the people know.
Man, like I said, just expect more of me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got my fashion content about to drop, you know what I'm saying? If you know me, you know I always got that shit on, so I'm about to start, you know what I'm saying, giving my inputs on that. Shit, I'm a foodie, you know what I'm saying? So I'm about to start doing content on that. I'm just about to start doing content on everything, brother. Like you just said, you know what I'm saying? You never know what people is going to relate to you from. So just put it all out there. I even got some funny skits on the way, man. Like,
that's what's up.
I'm trying to do it all now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to keep myself in a box of music. And that was one thing that I had an issue with, especially being the type of rapper that I am. You know what I'm saying? Some people consider me a gangster rapper. I'm just, me. But you look at things like, oh, I don't want to do nothing like this because this going to tarnish my image in this. But I look at shit now like you got gangsters playing video games on you know what I'm saying?
It's a different time.
It's a different time.
It makes it easier, man, and there's really no excuse why you can't really get to it in this time. I mean, if gangster rappers can still be respected, and this ain't no shot to nobody, but if gangster rappers can still be respected while putting fingernail polish on, then I think we could pretty much
you said it best.
Talk about food or talk about whatever it is that, you know what I mean? So,
like I said, you might catch me doing a review watching baddies with my girl. That's some shit we do every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you just got to let people in on your life. And that's really what people want to see today. You know what I'm saying? I done seen some niggas listen to some trash rappers, and I'm like, bro, why you listen to this nigga? Because I believe everything he say, gang. I be watching his page. He be rolling through the hood all day, picking up cheese. I just believe everything. Because they watch them every day. People just want to see you these days.
Real talk.
So that's what's coming up next for me, man. It's obviously going to be more music. I don't know about another project. I might just focus on some singles for a while. You know what I'm saying? And kind of put two and two together. I might put the single on the fashion video, and that's the way you might find it. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of things I'm about to play with. Just do some things like that. So just stay tuned. That's it. It ain't nothing more that I can say besides stay tuned, because I got so many ideas and so many things that I'm about to put into fruition that you just got to stay tuned to see.
Man, that's what it is, man. Well, we definitely rooting for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And full
appreciate it. I'm
support
rooting for
of you.
y'all too. Like I gotta say this on camera. I told bro when I came here, I fuck with this platform, bro. Like they just do things differently. You know what I'm saying? They build personal relationships with people that they work with. I know this because they don't know me from a can of paint until we started doing business together, and it was text back and forth and this and that. You know what I'm saying? With other pages, you don't get that. You know what I'm saying? You just paying your money and they posting your content. And bro doing something raw, he doing something real, he doing something that's not gimmicky. You know what I'm saying? And I just appreciate that, man. You
Man,
holding it down
respect,
for the
bro.
city, holding it down for the culture, man. We gonna rock with you, you know what I'm saying?
Gratitude, man. Let the people know where to find you at on social media.
Oh yeah, man. You can follow me on the gram at Eastside 2_4. I'm about to make me a new TikTok. My Facebook page personal, if you know, you know. But yeah, I'm about to make a new TikTok page. But yeah, follow me on the gram, man. Eastside 2_4, man. Stay tuned.
Man, that's what it is, man. Eastside 4, the Foreign Magazine, Pulse of the Culture.
Yes,
Let's
sir,
get it.
Ski.